Hello. Yes. Yes, I'm audible. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Wait a minute. Okay. So, good afternoon to all. So, in last lecture, we studied the basic architecture for AES. So, we can study the structure of AES. Okay. So, in order to study the structure of AES, so it is also called as a Regendel algorithm. So the scientist Regendel can develop this particular algorithm. So that's why it can also called as a Regendel algorithm. So basically it consists of the four states, so which can called as the byte substitution, shift rows, the mix columns, and add round key. So these are the four basic states in the AES algorithm. So we'll just revise the four states is a byte substitution. So it is a simple substitution of each byte. So when we design the AES algorithm, so we have to perform the various byte-wise operations. Okay, so when we have to consider the AES algorithm, so the design out the structure of AES algorithm is depend on the various bit length, or we can call as a bit size. So there are the various rounds in a AES. So that round are depends on the various bit size. So basically there are three different round in a DS. So if we compare our AES algorithm with the DS, so DS algorithm only consists of the 16 rounds. And if we take the ES-DS algorithm, it consists of only two rounds. So the number of rounds are fixed in a DS and DES. But if we study the AES algorithm, so depending on the bit size, the number of round can be changed. So if the bit size is of a 128, then there are 10 rounds. If the bit size is a 192, there are 12 rounds. And if the bit size is a 256, there are 14 rounds. Okay, wait a minute. Okay. Okay, so the first step is a byte substitution. So what we can do in a byte substitution, so we can perform the various byte-wise operations. So if we consider the number of rows and columns, so here we can consider the one example. So it consists of the four rows and four columns. Okay, so out of these four rows and four columns, so if I have to replace the one particular byte, so we can consider the one row and one column. So according to the row and column, we can consider a one particular byte. So here we can consider the S11. Okay, so how to substitute these as one. So we can consider the S box concept. Okay, so it is a sub part, or it is a sub block of the S block. Okay, so from the S block we can take a one particular byte, and that byte can be replaced by using the various matrix uh, multiplications. Okay, so after replacing the particular bytes, so suppose that we can replace the byte S11 uh, by using the S box, so that block can be represented with the S dash 11. Okay, so likewise we can replace any byte by using the byte substitution. So second thing, yeah, the second state is a shift rows. So in a shift row, we can perform the encryption as well as decryption. So in order to perform the encryption, we can shift the various bits to the left side. So we can perform the circular left shift operation. Okay, so how to perform the circular left shift operation? So for that we can consider the four rows. Okay, so for shift rows, we can go with a number of rows. So for our example, we have a four rows. So how to perform the shift rows operation? So to perform the shift row operation, so we have to keep the first row as it is. Then second row, we can shift to the left side by one byte. Then third row can perform the circular left shift operation by 2 bytes, and fourth row can perform the circular left shift operation by 3 bytes. Okay, so by using this diagram we understood the concept of shift rows. So the first row is as it is, so that's why we can put the first row as it is, that is S00, S01, S02 and S03. So for first row, we can perform the left shift operation by one byte. So we can just shift the S11 to the left hand side by one byte. For third row, we can shift by 2 bytes, and the fourth row we can shift the rows by the fourth byte. Sorry, by 3 bytes. Okay, so in this way we can shift the particular rows. The next state is a mixed columns. So in this case also we can shift the particular columns also. So we can perform the row wise operations as well as column wise operations. So in order to perform the mixed column operation, we can use the standard matrix multiplications. So based on the matrix multiplications, we can represent the position of particular columns. And the fourth state is a add round key. Okay, so in this case simply we can add a key in a particular uh, locations or in a particular text. Okay, so these are the four steps of the AES algorithm. So based on these four states, we can design the AES algorithm. So again, we have a different rounds for AES algorithm. So the number of rounds are depend on the bit length. Okay, so here we can describe the AES round operation. So how we can perform the encryption by using the AES round. So we can take a one particular round. So in each round we can repeat this same process. Okay, so for this round, so this AES round is depend on the four states. Okay, so first of all we have our plain text, so that should be represented as a state. Okay, so here we can represent a state. So based on this state, so this state consists of might be a plain text. So that plain text, so first we have to perform the substitutions. Okay, so for that we can use the first state as a byte substitution. So that is represented by S. So it is our first step. So based on the input state, we can perform the byte-wise substitution. So we can replace the byte, instead of a one byte, we can put the another byte. So first we can perform the byte substitution. So once we perform the byte substitution, we will get the next state. Okay, so that next state we can represent here. Okay, so once we perform the byte substitution, we'll get a new state, and based on this new state we can perform the shift row operation. Okay, so basically we have to perform the four states. So keep in mind we have four different states. So first one is a byte substitution, second one is a shift row, third one is a mix column, and fourth one is a add round key. So after performing the every step, a state, we got the new state. So after performing the byte substitution, uh, we have one state. So based on that new state, we can perform the left shift operation. Okay, so for encryption, we can perform the left shift operation, and for the decryption, we can perform the right shift operation. So that's why we can indicate some arrows towards the left hand side and some arrows towards the right hand side. So after performing the shifting operation, again we'll get the new state. So based on this state, we have to perform the mix column operation. Okay, so in a mixed column operation, we can use the matrix multiplication. So by using the matrix multiplication concept, we can perform the column wise operation of a AES round. So after performing the mixed column, we got the new state, and once we got the new state, we have to apply the final state as a add round key. So simply we can add the key. So it is of a 16 byte operations. So that's why we can use the keys as R0 to R15. So at every state, we can apply a key and we can perform the XOR operation. Okay, and finally we got the final state. So it is a AES round operation. So in order to perform the AES round operation, we have to use the four states. So the four states are byte substitution, shift rows, mix columns, and add round key. Okay, so this is a simple structure of AES round. So it is a one round of AES. Okay, so have you understood it? Yes, have you understood it? So simply we have to perform the four states in a one round. Okay, so it is a principle of AES round. So next point is a AES key expansion. So now in order to convert the plain text into the ciphertext, we have to expand our keys also. So basically we have a 16 byte key. Okay, so if we take the AES round operation, okay, so if we concentrate on a add round key, so it consists of R0 to R15. So it can indicate there is a 16 byte operation. So that key we have to expand into 32-bit words. Okay, so how we can use the number of different words. So basically we have to convert, yeah, we have to expand the keys in a different round. So if we use the 10 round of AES, then there are 44 words. Okay, so that depends on the plain text. Okay, so if we have a 192 rounds, there are 12 rounds. Sorry, if I have 120, 192 bytes, so there are 20, 12 rounds, and the words are 52. And if we have 14 rounds, then there are 60 words. Okay, so by using this thing, we can also expand the AES key. So in order to expand the key, so we have a input is of a 128 bits. Okay, so if we represent our 128 bits, so that is represented by using the 16 bytes. So that 16 byte can be represented with R0 to R15. Okay, so that 16 bytes key we have to expand into 44 or 52 or 60 32-bit words. Okay, so in order to expand the key, so how we can expand the key? So it is a procedure for the expansion of a particular key. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, so now we'll understood how we can expand the key in a AES algorithm. So by using this procedure, we can expand the key. So in order to expand the key, so we have to expand the 60 byte key into 44 or 52 or 60 words. So that is having a 32 uh, bit size. Okay, so the process is, so first the each group of 4 byte in the key is assigned to first 4 words. Okay, so first we have to assign the particular key to the respective words. So if the plain text consists of the number of words, so first thing is that we have to assign the particular key to the respective words. So then the calculation of next 4 round based on the values of previous 4 words. Okay, so if we first mention the key to the respective words, so here we can consider the keys from the k0 to k15. Okay, so here we can use the key as a k0, k1, k2, k3, and that these 4 keys are assigned to the word w0. Okay, so first column, that is a k0 to k3, can be assigned to the w0. The next k4 to k7 can be assigned to w1. Then k8 to k11 can be assigned to w3, and k12 to k15 can be assigned to w3. So we can assign the keys to the various words. Okay, so after assigning the key to the words, we can perform the XOR operation. Okay, so once we perform the XOR operation, so that can be represented with a W4, W5, W6, and W7. So in this way, we can expand the key up to the 32 bytes. Okay, so in order to expand the key, so first we can form the group of a keys. So the 4 keys are applied to the one word. So k0 to k3 is applied to w0, k4 to k7 is applied to w1. So likewise we can apply the keys to the respective words, and by using XOR operation, so we can expand the particular key. Okay, so why we there is a need of the expansion of key. So simply if the okay, so simply it can be used to secure our information from the various attacks. So the key expansion can be designed to resist known attacks. So it might be any type of attack. So it might be active attack, it might be a passive attack, and if we have to protect our system, so we have to use the concept of key expansion. Okay, so the key expansion can include the various things. So if I have to expand the key, so we can use the various types of transformations. Okay, so if I have to we have to use the wide range of CPUs. Okay, so by using the various criterias, yeah, in order to design the key expansions, we can use the certain parameters. Okay, so the key expansion is a very most important concept in a AES algorithm. Okay, so 5, we can expand the key. So in order to protect, yeah, in order to secure our information, we can expand the key. So we can expand the key from 16 bytes to the 32 bytes. Okay, so once we encrypt the plaintext into the ciphertext by using the encryption technique, so in order to read the message at the receiver side, again we have to convert the ciphertext into the plaintext. Okay, so for that we have to perform the decryption process, and that process is called as a AES decryption. Okay, but the AES decryption is not identical to the encryption. Okay, so we have to perform the reverse operation in a decryption phase. Okay, so we have to consider the reverse operation. So how we can perform the AES decryption? So in order to perform the encryption, we can use the four states, right? So for the decryption, we can use the inverse process. Okay, so in a decryption method, we have to convert the ciphertext into the plain text. Okay, so we have to use the reverse sequence. So we have to go with the step number 4, then 3, then 2, and then 1. So first is a add round key, then inverse substitution, then inverse shift row, inverse mix column. So likewise, we have to perform the reverse operation for the decryption. Okay, so by using the AES decryption, we can convert the plain text information. Sorry, we can convert the ciphertext information into the plain text. Okay, so simply the AES decryption is reverse process of the AES encryption technique. Okay, so in order to implement the AES algorithm, so it can be implement on a 8-bit CPU as well as 32-bit CPUs. Okay, so how we can implement it? So in order to implement the AES algorithm, again we have to use the four states. Okay, so we have to use the particular specification for the implementation of AES algorithm. So it can be implemented on a 8-bit as well as 32-bit CPUs. So when we have to implement the AES algorithm on any CPUs, so we have to consider the four states. So first one is a byte substitution. So that byte substitution can work by using the 256 entries. So there are 0 to 255. That is a 256 entries are in a byte substitution. So in a byte substitution, we can simply replace the bytes position. Second is a shift row. Third one is a add round key. So that add round key can be works on an XOR operation, and our mix column can require the Galios field, that is a 2 raised to 8. So here 2 raised to 8 indicates 8 is a number. So 8 is a Galios field. So if we take the Galios field as a 8, then we have to consider the numbers are 0 to 7. Okay, so the mix columns can require the matrix multiplication in a Galios field. So that Galios field is a 2 raised to 8. So which can works on a byte values. It can be simplified to use the table lookups and bytes XORs. So we can perform the various XOR operations for these particular mix columns. Okay, so same thing, we can also implement the AES algorithm on a 32-bit CPUs also. So in order to implement the AES algorithm, so we can consider the various hardware specifications. So it might be a 8 bit CPU, or it might be a 32-bit CPU. So when we consider 8-bit CPU or 32-bit CPU, so we have to consider our four states. Okay, so that is a byte substitution, shift row, mix column, and add round keys. So depending on these four states, we can implement the AES algorithm, or we can also call as a Regendel algorithm. So once we design the AES algorithm, okay, so how it can be designed? So the design principle of the AES algorithm is based on the concept of block ciphers. Okay, so in a second unit we can study the various block ciphers also. Okay, so here we need to understood the operations of a block cipher. Okay, so we have to study the different types of block cipher and the different operations of the block cipher. So how the block cipher can be worked, what are the different modes of the block cipher. Okay, so that part we'll study under the modes of operation of block cipher. So it consists of various blocks. Okay, so this part we'll take in our next lecture. So up to this, we'll study the structure of AES and implementation aspects of the AES. Okay, so by using the various keys or by using the different four states, we can design the AES algorithm. Okay, so in order to design the AES algorithm, we require the knowledge of these four states. So these four states are important while designing the AES algorithm. Okay, so again the AES algorithm consists of the two things. One is the encryption and other is the decryption. So in an encryption process, we can convert the plain text into the ciphertext, and in a decryption process, we can convert the ciphertext into the plain text. Okay, so by using these techniques, also we can secure our information more properly. So as compared to the DES, the AES is also the higher secure algorithm. Okay, so this is the ES decryption process. So for performing the decryption process, we'll simply perform the reverse operation of encryption. Okay, so have you understood the different four states of the AES? Okay, so it is a theoretical part. So if we go through the various PPTs, so you will be easily understood the concept of AES or the structure of AES. Okay, so the most important part is a round operation in a AES. Okay, so this round operation is based on the four states. Okay, so in order to understood the round operation, we require the knowledge of these four states. Okay, so this is the most important part from the AES algorithm. Okay, okay, so today we'll stop here. So if you have any doubt, you can ask here. Yes, any doubts? Okay, if not, you can put your attendance. Okay, put your attendance in a proper sequence. Okay, so tomorrow we have a expert lecture on a network security. Okay, so uh, the schedule might be after your lunch break. Okay, so we'll convey the schedule by tomorrow. Okay, so in our syllabus we have a one book of network security and the author is Atul Kahate. माहिती आहे का? Okay, so Kahate sir will conduct the expert lecture on network security. So the topic is recent development or opportunities in a network security. So everyone, so you can inform to others also to attend the expert lecture. Okay. Okay, so if you put your attendance, you can left now. Anyone remained, you can put your number.